Creighton on our left, we got 15, Martin Koppel. On our right is 4, Ronnie Rell Jr. We'll start with a statement from Coach.
I wasn't sure what to expect today. Obviously, we just played 3 ranked teams in a row all the way from home, and I just think that takes a lot of wind out of your sails. And, you know, you factor in the Thanksgiving holiday in between there, and you just wondered how we'd come out. And I wasn't pleased with our focus at the start of the game, our attention to detail defensively, and you know, we missed some open shots, and I thought guys let that maybe impact their play on the other end. Martin was really active, got some easy baskets, and then I thought the starters, the second half, were really locked in and ready to go. And you know, I think we held them to scored on 3 of their first 12 possessions, maybe. Yeah, and we scored on 10 of 12, and you know, we were able to create some separation. So some really good contributions from a lot of places, and once we cleaned up the turnovers the second half and the ball moved a little bit better, obviously things went well for us.
Questions for the student athletes?
I guess, Ronnie, what did you see from just your guys, kind of a little bit what Max said coming out of halftime defensively? You guys just a little bit more active, maybe a little bit more energetic. I guess, what did you see coming out?
Yeah, just coming out with more energy, trying to force our presence a little bit more. They were getting a lot of easy buckets, so we tried to take those away, sit down on their guards. And I think coming out, the first 5 did a good job of that.
Martin, you had I think the first couple exhibition games maybe they didn't go as well as maybe they could have for you. Why did that not impact your confidence? I think some players maybe they could have got down on themselves after not playing well at the start of the year. Why did that not impact how you go about things?
I was just doing things I was doing the whole time on practice, and everybody was supporting me because I was, I guess, creating for other players, and you know, it didn't let me down. I have my teammates talking to me all the time, and coaches helping me. So.
What did you guys see offensively as far as how to attack the zone? Maybe it's like maybe you guys were a little bit more aggressive off the dribble, even though they were sticking to it.
Yeah, we definitely worked on it when we got back to the first 2 days leading up to this game, getting the ball to the high post and getting guys to the corners, being able to create off of that. We were still a little bit stagnant in the first half. In the second half, I think we came back and got a lot of more movement and was able to get some buckets.
I mean, yeah, by the time biggest play comes in, you know, we'll like that zone defense because we were practicing it a lot. So, yeah, we executed things that sometimes we didn't against Baylor, but we scored on a couple plays, you know, that we didn't against Baylor.
What do you guys see as the differences between how your offense flows against man-to-man versus what you have to adjust to when they play the zone?
Yeah.
How different is your strategy to attack it versus what's it like in the man-to-man?
Yeah, teams are going to go zone on us a lot because we run so well in transition. So they're going to try to switch to that to slow us up a little bit. So that's something that kind of slows us down. But even if we get stops, we can still fly it down and beat them back, beat the zone back. That's one thing that Coach Max told us, being the zone back and then getting movement in it as well. A lot of guys see zone and they might want to stand around and throw up threes, but we got good movement, so we got some easy shots.
2 more.
And when you're man-to-man offense, the offense dictates where the players are placed in the spacing. Against a zone defense, the defense dictates where you need to be from a spacing standpoint. And you have a lot more freedom in the man-to-man offense to maybe flow around and take some chances. But if your spacing's incorrect against a zone, you really put yourself in a bind. And I think our guys are beginning to understand how important that spacing is, how important doing their job and being in the right spot is. And as Ronnie said, it slows down the tempo of the game. That's why people do it, and they're going to continue to do it. But you know, today we made shots, and it looked a lot better, obviously.
Hey, Ronnie, how much better has Martin gotten? It seems like he just seems to be a little bit more, we've talked about it a lot, more comfortable.
Yeah.
Confident.
He's getting better every game. Like you said, the first 2 games, exhibition games, might not have went as well for him, but like he said, we're in his ear. We watch him do good things for us every day in practice, so we're not going to let him get down on himself, as anybody's going to let anybody on the team get down on themselves. And I'm just happy to see his improvement. He's talking a lot more. He's able to direct traffic back there, and we're doing a good job in the front line. I'm proud of him.
Martin, how much fun is it to play with that small guard lineup and be the only big on the floor?
Yeah, I can get a rebound, and if they're running, we can play fast, and that's all we want to do. So it's fun. But that's same as on practice, you know. We're just bringing everything from practice to a game, so that's how we practice.
Just one more. Today specifically, Martin, what did you see from them that allowed you to? It looked like you just kind of throwing off ball screens to the rim a lot, but I don't know, what did you see against their defense that allowed you to get so many looks at the rim?
I was just reading what they were playing, you know. First couple plays, you want to try some things and then react to it. So they started switching in the second half and try to slip more screens instead of setting them. So that helped me get open looks, or if they're gonna drop, someone's gonna be open
Gotcha.
at the 3-point line.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yeah, right.
Appreciate it.
Coach. Yeah, thanks. Hey, I'd like to say hi to Ben.
Oh, yeah.
And your dad, so I
Yeah.
gotta do radio and then I'll be back.
Questions for Coach?
Zach, I know we've kind of talked about the point guard situation as far as what they have to do as far as reading the floor, but what do you see out of Martin as far as what he's doing those ball screens and reading where if he needs to pop or down?
You know, some of those reads are beginning to come naturally now, and that was not the case even early in the practice portion of our season. And you know, you do it all you want in practice, but until you get in games and the lights are on, you know, that's where you make real progress. And I told everybody he was the most improved player from last year to this year, and I think everybody's seeing what I'm talking about now. But besides what he's doing, you know, what's showing up in the stat sheet, his communication and everything that goes with that. It's hard to communicate when you don't understand for sure what you're supposed to do. And Martin has developed to the point now that he not only understands his job, he understands everybody else's job, so he can talk them through what they're supposed to do. And that's a sign of maturity and growth as a player. And, you know, we'd like to think that's something that we do here, is help players develop and help them grow, not just the physical parts of the game, but their approach to the game mentally. And, you know, he's come light years in 1 year's time.
He said, I think it was after the exhibition game, said he put a lot of work in, and he wanted to sort of translate, specifically just, you know, maneuvering in the post or maybe putting the ball on the floor, that he wanted to translate that work into the games and maybe didn't have as much success early as you guys wanted to. How did you sort of communicate with him to know, hey, this is when we want you to take those chances? I mean, because tonight he did put it on the floor.
Well, we're just trying to keep it simple. You know, we don't. If you see it, you know, if you're attacking a tough closeout, that's one thing. If you're 6'9" and you're trying to squeeze between two guys, that's probably not a good decision. You know, so we're just trying to get him better at understanding, you know, when to take chances and when not to. And you know, he had a couple of really nice passes tonight. He didn't turn it over. And you know, his reads and ball screens and his you know, defensively, you know, everybody talks about the job Kyrie did against LeCompte, is that his name, from Baylor, and Kinchin tonight. But when he comes off those ball screens, there's another guy out there, and it's usually Martin. You know, we're putting that guy in the ball screen. We're trying to lock him up and stay there until he picks up his dribble. And you know, you can't do that with just one guy. Kyrie's obviously outstanding defensively. He's an elite defensive player. But Martin, while his development offensively is really good, what he's doing in ball screens and defensively and trapping the post, I mean, he's really come a long ways. And, you know, thank goodness, because with Toby gone, you know, if Martin wasn't playing at the level he is, we're not 5-1 right now.
Do the guys have more freedom to take chances? There was more emphasis to light up those ball screens in the second half and, you know, maybe get their hands there to find the pass.
Yeah. I just didn't think – I thought we were kind of stale in our defensive approach the first half, and the second half I thought we were more locked in, a little bit more aggressive, and maybe took the physicality to them a little bit more than we did the first half.
I would imagine in this sort of game you want to get a lot of guys in, but you went to Caleb early in the first half. What have you noticed with him and his ability just to sort of stay ready and engaged in practice and then to deliver the win?
Well, I've said it before. There's not a ton of difference, you know, between and if you look at the stats today, you know, Davion has 4 assists, no turnovers. Caleb has 3 assists, no turnovers. Tyshawn has 2 assists, no turnovers. So, I mean, they're all doing good things when they're on the floor. It's just, you know, as I had a discussion with Caleb this week, it's really hard to play 3 guys at one spot because of the situation that puts those 3 guys in. You know, it's difficult enough. I think it's too difficult because they just don't know where they stand. And while Caleb doesn't like his current position, at least I've explained it to him. He understands it. He knows he has to stay ready, and he knows that those 2 guys are first right now. Now, that could change overnight. And, you know, certainly game time like today helps Caleb, gets him more prepared, gets some of his timing back. But, you know, I think Davion forgot a play that I drew on the board out of a timeout, so it ticked me off. So I just put Caleb in, and he did a good job. So, you know, hopefully message received by Davion, and Caleb took advantage of an opportunity.
Doesn't look like Zags are rebuilding this year, does it?
No, it doesn't. If that's the definition of rebuilding, I need to follow that recipe. I was able to watch most of their Ohio State game the other night, and then just so I wouldn't go the whole night sleepless last night, I shut it off at halftime because I'd seen enough. They're really talented, and Mark does a terrific job. They play the game the right way, and they just, you know, they're so smart, so intelligent, and so skilled. You know, they always have 4 guys out there that can shoot it, one of them 6'10", and so they stretch you out, and then, you know, what's the big kid, Jonathan Williams, yeah, the transfer from Missouri, you know, he's so aggressive attacking the rim, and you're surrounded by shooters, so they really put you in a tough spot. So, you know, they play again tomorrow. I think they play Tuesday or Wednesday, I think, before they play us. So, you know, we've got a week to really sit back and try to prepare and put together a plan we think will be successful, hopefully get our legs back a little after a tough stretch. And, you know, it's an opportunity for us. You know, we're going to – I don't know if I've ever played 4 ranked teams in the first 7 games of the season. I mean, I have to have a talk with Murph about this schedule. But, you know, you find out where you're at and you can adjust to it. And I think hopefully this stretch that we're playing is going to prepare us for what's going to happen in January and February.
2 more.
Just good to see some threes go in.
Yeah. I mean, this first half we missed some, had some good looks, and you know the guys they shot it well in practice. The first practice after the Baylor game, it's just one of those things. Having said all that, when you're built like we're built, and you rely on scoring, and you rely on 3-point shots, and you rely on pace, I was probably more encouraged after the Baylor game than any game we've played, because we were able to stay in the game and give ourselves a chance to win based on everything besides offense. We defended, we blocked out, we rebounded, we didn't turn it over. All the things you have to do to give yourself a chance to win a game when your shots aren't going in. And a team that's built like us, we don't rely on that. You know, you've got teams defensively, Virginia, that's built on defense, and if they score points, great, but they're going to stop you. We score points, but on a night when we didn't have it offensively, all the other things, the attention to detail with the scouting report, the physicality on box outs, the ability to make good decisions with the basketball against their length. So while I was disappointed that we lost, I was encouraged by the fact that we did some really good things to lead for 80% of that game and have a chance in the last 3 minutes to win it.
Any last question?
Thank you.